y'all. Thanks for tuning in. I kind of been toying with the idea of doing this for a while now. For those of you older subscribers, you know I used to do Friday Reads, hashtag Friday Reads videos. Bunny Cates was the one who originally started that on BookTube. And I think she's been inactive for a number of years now. I know she had a number of life changes, so that's why she stopped doing the hashtag Friday Reads. But to be honest with you, I never really got that many views from doing the Friday Reads videos. They were always my least watched videos. So, but I love the idea of sharing what I'm currently reading and what I plan on reading. So that's why I kind of wanted to do this, and I'm thinking about calling this Book Talk, where I'm going to kind of, like Well-Read Beard does, where he kind of tells you what he's currently reading and what he plans on reading and stuff like that. Except I'm not going to include, like, books I got, because, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to do this one time just to see if a lot of people tend to watch it or not. If people don't watch it, I probably won't do it again, and I'll probably end up deleting this. So let's see how it goes. One of my hesitations from doing videos like this is that they're not really great for archival reasons. When it comes to reviews I do, a lot of my views come from stuff I've already filmed. People, like, they want to read a book or they have interest in a book, they go search it up on Google, and then my review shows up. And that's where a lot of my views are coming from. They're people that they're not your average day-to-day YouTube review watchers. They don't watch YouTube as much, but they're curious to hear thoughts on a book. So that's where a majority of my views are coming from. And I think that's why videos like this just don't tend to do well on my channel, because I'm kind of appealing to a different market altogether. But I wanted to share with you guys the book I'm currently reading. I'm currently reading this short story collection. It's a collection of short stories, and some of them, I don't know exactly how long would it be considered to be a novella, but there are some, it's short stories, and this is Jagged Edges and Moving Parts by Pete Messling. I'm not sure if it's Meisling or Messling, but Pete had reached out to me by email, and he asked me if I could read and review his book. I got this a while ago. I shared it in a book mail video, I'm pretty sure. I think I might have shared it in a book mail video where I kind of, like, I kind of unboxed a lot of other author books with it, and I think that's why the other book I'm going to share you that I'm going to be reading soon, I think that's why the author didn't know that I had shared her book already when I got it, because it was done in a video with a bunch of other books. I used to do a thing where I would do a reading vlog, and I would kind of tell you, like, when I was just getting into the book, how I was doing so far with it. One of the things I really like about this is this author is very versatile. I mean, he writes a lot of different kinds of styles and genres. Like, he did one, it was a historical fiction about a religious cult leader, and the story started to get really interesting, and I was kind of hoping for more background on this character and what his plans were going forward with it, because I was really getting into it. The character was well written, and I felt like the prose, it was well written, but then he just kind of left you hanging. And I've noticed that with a lot of these short stories. It's like, just when things get good, that's the end of the story. And that's kind of a disappointment for me. I don't know if Pete has some regular full-length novels or novellas. I'm going to have to go check that out after I finish reading this. But for those of you who are kind of new, how I rate short story collections, whether they be compilations of an assortment of different authors, or if they're all written by one author, what I do is I rate and review. Well, I don't really review each. I give a rating to each story, and then I do an average rating based on how many stories there are, based on how many stars I gave them, etc. And then when I go to do a final review, I'm going to highlight the stories that I really enjoyed and not really talk about the ones I just didn't care for and stuff like that. Just to be fair to the author, that's how I go about doing things. I feel like there's so much to unpack when it comes to short story collections, so that's why I tend to do it that way. And that way, you guys are getting a real feel for what on total the book is by doing an average rating. But immediately after finishing that, because I am really close to finishing that, I've been wanting to read this for a while. We Need to Do Something by Max Booth III. This book, for those of you who do not know, is soon to be a major motion picture. Of course, I've got an older copy, so it doesn't have that little blurb on the cover. But if you follow him on Twitter, he's been talking about it a lot. He shared an article that said who helped produce it, which I think Josh Malerman, I'm not sure how you say his name, helped produce this, and somebody else. And I don't know if I really know who all the stars are, but I'm like, definitely want to read this before that film comes out. I just asked Max today on Twitter how long it's going to be before we see a trailer or when the movie's going to be released, and he says it's a ways out. So I definitely want to read this soon. I've heard really good things about this. It's about a family who are trapped in a bathroom during a tornado warning, and just kind of the things that they go through, all in that one small setting. And I guess I've listened to a number of podcasts that featured him, and he talked about this book. I guess he originally wrote this as a screenplay, so it was not intentionally, it wasn't originally intended to be a novella or novel, and because I don't know if it is a novel or a novella. I guess it's a novella because it's only 100 some odd pages. But I guess he didn't really intend this to be a novella. It was originally supposed to be a screenplay, and yeah, I've heard a lot of great things about it. So I guess it's really dialogue driven, like it's all centered around the dialogue amongst the family that's trapped in the bathroom, and it's a different take on writing stuff. And it's, yeah, I'm definitely want to check this out. That's going to be the next book I read. I'm going to try to more interweave stuff that I have bought and purchased along with TBR books that authors have sent me. And then immediately following We Need to Do Something, I'm thinking I'm going to be reading that and this book in December. This is Nocturnal Blood by Vitlame Mist. I had to think and remember how she pronounced it, because she's from Iceland. She's Icelandic, and I remember I first was introduced to her because I saw on Twitter she was looking for reviewers who liked vampire fiction. And I am somebody who really enjoys vampire fiction. I read a number of Bram Stoker's vampire books, his Dracula series. There's more than one Dracula book, for those of you who did not know that. And I don't understand why some people just don't enjoy Bram Stoker. I don't know if it's because they feel like it's too classical for them. But he's got a lot of good books. He's got The Jewel of the Seven Stars or something. I can't remember the exact title, but it was his take on The Mummy, and that one was really good too. If you like Dracula, which was kind of written like a journal, the Mummy book he did was slightly different, but it's really good. And so are the other Dracula books. They weren't as good as the first Dracula book, but they were decent enough to read. But yeah, so yeah, I saw that she was looking for readers and reviewers. So I was like, yeah, I'm really interested in checking this out, especially since she's from Iceland. She seems really sweet. I follow her. She follows me on Twitter, and I like the things she tweets. She seems like a really cool person, and I think that I will enjoy her book. I'm going to read that following We Need to Do Something. But yeah, that is, like I said, I'm going to see how this goes. I'm going to see whether, if it gets a lot of views. And that's another thing, I tend to have, I never really know who's watching my videos. And I know that it's kind of varied. I feel like some people, when they sub to a channel, it's like a whole, they try to do that whole sub for sub thing. And I feel like, and I'll admit, I find myself doing the same thing where I don't watch every video of the people that I'm subbed to. It's just like if it's something that catches my interest, then I'll watch it, and I can understand that that's probably why some people don't watch all of my videos, and I never know who's gonna watch what. And sometimes I think I have more lurkers than I do commenters. I do appreciate the people that do comment though, because the whole reason for doing these kind of videos is I'm hoping to engage the audience, and I'm hoping that we can do a discussion, we can talk about certain books, and that's why I try to throw out different things like, like when I mentioned the other Bram Stoker books, so that way, somebody can say, oh yeah, hey, I've read those too, or yeah, that sounds cool, maybe I'll check it out. Stuff like that. So like, yeah, that's why I try to, I'm hoping for more engagement. I mean, like I said, I feel like I have more lurkers than commenters. There are some people who comment every time, and I really appreciate those folks as well. Yeah, I'm thinking about maybe doing some shout-out videos. There's a couple of smaller channels that I've been watching that really need some love. They really need some follow. They need some more subscribers because they're doing some good stuff, and I feel like they just don't have a big enough viewing audience. So yeah. But that's all I got for you guys. I don't want this to be too long-winded. This is probably, there's not going to be any review videos for this weekend. This is going to be one of the videos I upload. This is currently, as of filming this, it is the day before Thanksgiving in America. And I'm probably going to upload this on Friday. And then I had, like I mentioned in my book haul video for November, I was waiting on some comics that are supposed to be coming in before the end of the month. They should be here relatively soon, and I'm hoping that all of them will arrive before Saturday, and then I can upload my comic book graphic novel haul for November so you guys can see what I got for those books. And for those of you who are into comics, I'm hoping that you watch this video this far into it so you know that that's coming. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you for watching. Till next time, this has been Dan. Stay healthy and be good to each other.